I have a picture of me just eating plain ass tilapia with my hands out of a Ziploc bag.
Okay, so yeah, I did Masters for Universe. I ended up sixth place, which honestly, I wish they had been like zoomed in on my face when like they were calling people's names because like that's me. I was like fucking stunned. But also like there was I think 12 girls, something like that. So it wasn't like, I was in a class of 30 people.
Yeah.
But it was a nice surprise. I was happy with that. And I got to compete with Julia, which was really fun, and we got to hang out backstage and all of the things. I got to let you guys talk real quick because I'm actually getting a call that's my client competing right now.
No, no
Okay.
worries, no worries. It was funny. I was actually like watching, obviously,
Hello?
Universe, and I saw Laura
Hey, how's it going?
the not I don't want to say sidelines, but like on the diagonal, and
Yeah.
like I saw her fidgeting and I literally screamed at her. I was like, Laura, fucking stay still. Because like I was like, just stay still so I can see your physique.
Oh
Um,
my God.
I like yell at the TV. I'm like my dad watching football, or I'm like me watching football, where I like get
Uh,
hyped for the show. I'm like, still fucking sit. Ah!
oh, dude, I know. I purchased the live stream for the Chicago Pro tomorrow because my posing coach, Christina, is competing in women's bodybuilding.
Dude, her red and black suit is sexy. I mean, she's sexy, but like that whole thing,
I know it gives me like lingerie vibes, but in like a sophisticated
it's
way.
sultry.
I love
Sultry for
it.
me.
Yeah, and it's very feminine. It's very her. So I cannot wait to see how she does for sure. Laura, meet your
Oh, I
child.
guess I can mute her. That's me being dumb. Quiet, bitch. Um, I guess we can kind of like get in because like Laura and I chatted yesterday on the phone just to kind of like catch up because I'm someone honestly, dude, I'm so fucking over texting. I'm over Instagram, I'm over texting. Like if you're a homie, like let's just get on a call because I right now crave conversation and intimacy as I heal. And I'll kind of explain kind of like what's been going on, like the actual truth the last 6 weeks leading up to my show. And like I was having a hard time being fully transparent because I was a hypocrite, right? Like I'm up the person where I was like, we need to do bodybuilding right. We need to do right by ourselves, be good to others. And like I was being good to others, but behind the scenes, like the inner work, it was just like pure flagellation. And
Yeah.
like I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop being so fucking awful to myself to the point of making myself sob and break down and cry and literally being like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why am I even alive right now when it's like I'm this miserable because of myself? But like, I couldn't stop. I didn't know how to stop because in reality, it's really all I know. Right.
Mhm.
And of course, like we've talked about plenty of times, prep exacerbates whatever it is that maybe you have lingering under the surface. Well, let me tell you what's
Yes.
under the surface is fucking ugly. And I lost myself. Like I hands down lost myself to the point where like I was so hyper fixated on perfection of like my body, posing, mobility, physical therapy that
Mhm.
my mental health just circled the fucking drain. And when I competed, like I hated show day. I hated show day for all of the wrong reasons, right? I hated it because I hated myself. I loved the people backstage. The show promoters did such a good job. It was such a small show. Like it started at 9 and I was the very last person and I was done by 10. Like I have no complaints about show day other
Mhm.
than me. How
Yeah.
I showed up, how I thought about myself, the fact that I couldn't stay full. I couldn't get a pump. And because my body was ready, but my brain was trash,
Yeah.
the minute they called my name, I blacked out mentally. And I shook uncontrollably and I couldn't nail any of my poses because I thought I was going to be perfect on stage due to my preparation. I didn't cheat on my meals. I didn't cheat on my cardio. I didn't cheat on my steps. I did everything right except take care of my mental health. And it showed and it showed and it showed and it showed. And I was like, you know what? If this is how I'm going to compete, bodybuilding deserves a better athlete. And so the day after my show, like actually, sorry, rewind. The day of my show, like once they got awards and stuff, of course, I was happy for the girl that won. Her name is Maddie.
Of
Such a
course.
sweet girl, a genuinely sweet girl. It's her first show. She ended up winning the overall, right? I mean, like she's just like a beautiful soul in and out. And when I got the feedback, I was like probably one of the leanest people at that show.
Hmm.
Like definitely the leanest female, but
Yeah.
like up there with the guys being lean too. And
Hmm.
I got docked for it. And I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about how Austin got me peeled. I'm not mad about getting second in a class of two or getting second in a class of three. And I'm not mad about my feedback because, like, why would I be? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm mad about my presentation because I felt like I fumbled at the 1 yard line and I was
Mm.
humiliated and embarrassed by no one other than myself, right?
Yeah.
Like Eric could see that I was a little nervous and I was flat as fuck, but like
Hmm.
no one else knew my routine but me. But because I felt like I let myself down, I was pissed at myself, right? Got my feedback. I was way too lean, told me that I needed to really fill out. Completely agree. Completely fine. Um, and we were in Alabama, right?
Hmm.
No, Georgia. I get that confused all the time. We were in Georgia. And
Yeah.
Eric was like, "Where do you want to go celebrate?" And I was like, "I want to go home." Right? Like I just want to go home. And so we literally drove 5 hours to go home. And I had chicken and broccoli and rice cakes in the car. And at night I had my Ninja Creamy
Hmm.
because my comfort and my source of peace and stability every single night is in bed with my creamy watching Eric play video games. And I was so disconnected from myself for so long, but especially on show day when I felt like my body betrayed my mind and my mind betrayed my body. I just wanted what I knew to be safe and comfortable. So we went home, right? And since then, I was like, I'm never going to compete again if this is how I'm going to do it
Hmm.
because I don't deserve my abuse. My friends don't deserve me being bad to their friend. My
Hmm.
husband certainly doesn't fucking need to see this because he's been through it with me thick and thin. And quite frankly, bodybuilding deserves a better athlete than what I am. And so I was like, but what do I need to do right now just for me? Right? Like, fuck future shows right now. Like, what do I need to start like treating myself right? And I was like, you know what? Enough with the fucking physical therapy, enough with the overthinking of training, get back into therapy. So I,
Yeah.
and honestly, it was one of those things where I sobbed uncontrollably almost the entire session. And essentially, the session boiled down to why are you so judgmental of yourself and not curious? And I was
Mm.
like,
I love that.
"Oh, what?" She kept saying, why, why, why? And it kept pissing me off. And here's why. When I
Hmm.
was a child and I asked why, here was the answer because I said so.
Hmm.
What can you have a conversation when that's the rebuttal? No, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was never taught to be curious. It was I said so. So now my brain, whenever I think something, I say so. So there's no rebuttal, there's no curiosity. It's just like I think this, it's fucking law.
Yeah.
And like that mentality, especially when you use it toxically like I did as a fuel source, it just breaks you. It breaks your soul. It chips away at who you are. And it makes
Yeah.
your life miserable on top of prep already being fucking hard the last few weeks anyway. And so something where I was like, if we're gonna do this again, and we are, because I deserve to try again and I deserve to have fun. Bodybuilding deserves a better athlete. My coach deserves a better athlete. My husband deserves a better wife. My friends deserve a better friend. Right. And it's one of those things where it starts with me. And so it's
Mm.
calling myself out on my bullshit mentality of being so quick to judge myself, but give everyone else the benefit of the doubt and start to remember to have fun again and stop overthinking everything. Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like where I'm at. So I'm good. I'm so much better because I feel like I can breathe again. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like I felt like I couldn't breathe the last 6 weeks just due to the sheer amount of pressure on perfection and performance and expectations that when I actually got to the show day and I fell on my face, like, did I die from it? No. Did I get embarrassed? Did anyone look at me and be like, "Oh, you fucking suck"? No. It was just me. It was what I thought about myself and show day. So I was like, you deserve to try again, but you deserve to do it better because like I was embarrassed about how I did it and I didn't want to be open and honest about it because I felt like a hypocrite. right? I was like, how many times have I been like, oh, you guys need to be nicer to yourself? Like, what can I do to love and support you? But yet, behind closed doors, I was like, you're the biggest piece of fucking shit on this planet. Like, what are you doing? So that was like the honest to God truth. And my game plan now is just to like continue on with therapy and continue on like busting my limiting beliefs and focusing more on being curious about why I think versus automatically accepting judgment and passing law.
I love that. And honestly, dude, like two things here. One, I know you took a break from physical therapy and now you're going into mental therapy, and I think all along maybe that's what you actually needed instead of the physical because
Yeah,
our
dog.
our
Of
yeah,
fucking course it was, right? It was
yeah.
one of those things where like I'm always going to be a proponent of like having people in your corner,
Mhm.
both physical and mental. But because I was like, no, it's gonna be a body on stage. I need to make sure everything's perfect. Like,
Yeah, no. Dude,
dog.
if you don't check in yourself mentally, like the stage is gonna feel empty even if you win, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like
I'm
if
glad
you
I
win,
didn't win. I didn't
yeah.
deserve to win. Not just a physique wise. And this is gonna sound maybe Miss America, but I did not deserve to win that show. Not just because of my physique was way too hard, but because of the way that I prepped. Like I would have been probably even more embarrassed to win because I knew what the cost was. And no cost is worth a little pretty tiara with how I did it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, people speak so poorly about bodybuilding when they have experiences like this, but it's mainly just because they didn't do the inside work. And
Oh yeah.
that's something that I struggled with during my pro debut prep is, doing the actual mental health side of bodybuilding. And, I'm having a pretty tough week mentally right now, and that's why I didn't want to like go into my prep. But I'm not ignoring it. I'm talking to Will about it. I'm still talking to myself about it, working through it. I'm not being an asshole to myself because at the end of the day, I'm a professional athlete, but I'm also a human with emotions. And, I still have to deal with it the same way. So I'm glad that you're giving yourself grace. And I'm excited that you're doing it again, though.
Yeah,
That's
like I deserve to give myself a chance to
I
try
agree.
and do
Hmm.
it again properly.
Yeah.
Right? And like stop putting so much fucking pressure when in reality it's like, even though it wasn't my first time competing, it pretty much was. You know what I'm
Yeah. And
saying?
like
It's
what,
been,
5 years?
yeah,
Yeah.
six tack practically. So it's
Hmm.
like, dude, I literally expected to hit a home run when I hadn't really swung a bat in 6 years. And it's
That's
like,
a good analogy.
yeah, but it's like, but when you paint it like that, it's so silly. It's like what I did is I forgot that I was human, and since again I didn't think that I would be nervous because I never practiced
Mhm.
being nervous. Like
Nobody
I
really does, though.
what?
I don't think many people practice being nervous, to be totally
Dude,
honest.
how could you though? You know what I'm saying? Like you can't
Exactly.
practice being nervous. But like for me, it's like if you think about it, I am someone that prefers I'm kind of like a hobbit. I prefer the comfort and niceties of home. I don't like loud music. I don't like being center of attention, and I don't like bright lights shining on me. So show day is a fucking lot for me. But I didn't really think about it. I just thought about me practicing my posing routine and
Mhm.
just being tan with my actual stage bikini. And my brain was like, oh yeah, it'll be fine then. Like you're just gonna do what you need to do. You're gonna fucking nail it. But of course, like in reality, it's like that's pretty fucking nerve-wracking for someone that likes her blankie and her tea, you know? And you know what? I might be like Laura. I might really not like show day because I'm not someone that likes to get dolled up. I wasn't really a fan of my hair and makeup from the first place, just because I wasn't really listened to. But like in terms of the whole show day experience, it was still me. Had nothing to do with the competition, nothing to do with Austin, nothing to do with my support system, nothing to do with fucking bodybuilding. It was fucking me. So what do? Is I get into therapy and I start working on myself.
Yeah, I've never like, and I mentioned this to Ash, but I'll express it to our listeners as well, as I've never really loved show day, not for that, like you're saying, I don't like all eyes on me. I don't like being like center of attention. I love the experience. I mean, with making new friends and like-minded people and all of those
Mhm.
connections and honestly rooting for other people, which sounds fucking weird. Like I
No,
was
it does,
way
but that's
more
true.
I was way more excited for Julia to be on stage and like was not kidding when I was saying like it was her day. Like
Yeah.
I was just and that was because like I wanted that so badly for her.
Mhm.
Um and I feel like that for my athletes too. This has been the first year ever that like I've had the opportunity to also be on stage at the same time as my athletes and like it could have been that like I missed getting on stage altogether and I still would have enjoyed the day just as much.
Yeah.
Uh for that. But it definitely is something over time that you learn to view as, I tell even to my clients is think of it like a dance recital. You've practiced, you've practiced, you've practiced. You're going to display what you've practiced, but everybody in the audience is mom and dad and brother Dan and Uncle Joe. And like that's kind of like the narrative to keep telling yourself because it's not so and so sitting in the audience that's going to pick you apart. It's so and so that's there to support somebody else that they love.
That's a great analogy, except that doesn't help me because I never did dance recital. I never did ballet.
Mhm.
I always did team sports.
Yeah.
Right. So
Either
even
way,
though
the
like, yeah,
audience.
softball, like up to bat, it's just you, but like you still got like your team behind you. You know what I'm saying? And if you
Yeah.
strike out, like, well, at least you're not in a sparkly bikini on heels. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like for me, the stakes are a little bit higher because there's that balance, coordination, and grace that is
Mhm.
also part of presentation. That the only thing, like the only right answer, in my opinion, is just to do more shows because
Yeah.
be less nervous with more exposure.
Exposure
Yeah.
therapy, exactly. Just like anything else.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I had to talk myself through that a little bit too. Not so much the act of being on stage was giving me anxiety, but the act of being a coach, competing, prepping themselves was giving me anxiety
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
fact that, we know better than to just say, oh, so and so didn't win, so therefore they don't know how to coach. But not everybody does. And I'm sure that that definitely can translate to people's decision making when it comes to hiring someone. What is their track record?
Hmm.
Yeah. And I mean, these nerves that we experience, even coming from like a background of dancing, like all of my young adult years, like I mean, I'm still likely gonna have nerves, but I think nerves, it means that you care, and that adrenaline is your body telling you like it's time. It's time to showcase all of your hard work. And, when we kind of resist these nerves, that's when we fumble. And I always talk about it with my athletes and also with myself because with WPD, like there's a lot. There's quarter turns, there's mandatories, there's your prejudging posing routine, there's a finals posing routine. So it's not just 15 seconds, hit your pose, you're off stage in 5 minutes. I'm going to be up there for a while, and that's nerve-wracking to me. But at the same time, I'm huge with like visualization, and I think we talked about this before in like top sets and stuff. But if you visualize like the environment before you step into it, then your body and your mind is going to be more familiar with it and it won't feel as threatened. So, like Laura said, like visualize the judges sitting in front of you. When you practice your posing, like make eye contact with those judges, practice your smiling, practice your grace. And I mean, even if you're not physically practicing, mentally rehearse it in your mind. Like, feel the lights on you, feel that energy around you. And I know you said, Ash, that you're doing, I don't know what you called it, but like adding, like putting on your heels when you practice, putting on your jewelry, your music, and all this stuff when you're doing your routine now. So that way you can kind of knock those nerves down just a little bit. And I think that's definitely a good
Hmm.
habit too. So that's smart.
I will say my mistake is when I was on like the diagonal before they called my name to do my routine. I was like
Mhm.
staring into the soul of Chip, the head judge. That was a mistake. That was a big ass mistake for me. Um, and it's something where it's like I was talking to a girl on Instagram, Nicole, and she was really good about kind of like talking me off a ledge.
Mhm.
And she was just like, don't look directly into the eyes of the judges. Look at the table and think to
Mhm.
yourself, step, step, step. And I was like, I mean, talking like thinking about that, that makes so much sense. It's like step, 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 plant, then look up. And when I did my afternoon routine, my feet were like sweaty spaghetti, but I was much less nervous and I shook a lot less.
Yeah.
And I literally looked at the table, but literally was like step, 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 plant, move, plant. And just kind of like zoning out and tuning out the music, the lights, the judges, and just kind of like being in my head, my own little world, that helped immensely,
Mhm.
especially because again, my feet were sweaty. So I'm probably gonna have to use like chalk or something to like soak up that or like baby powder or some
Baby
shit.
powder, yeah.
Yeah, something to kind of like soak that up. But it was easier at least to present. Because I
Yeah.
actually felt more nervous because I was like, shit, well, I already like fucked up for prejudging. So like how much worse is it gonna get for finals, you know? And then like when I was like feeling like really, really sweaty and gross, I was like, fuck, I'm probably gonna fall now. But like the ability to be like just in your own little world, that helped me immensely. Where it's like I can't stare into the soul in the loving eyes of the judges because like I'll probably like freeze up. But I can stare at their hands.
Yeah. Yeah, and dude, you talk about sweaty feet. Like, part of me is freaking out because in my finals routine, I have a lot of like slide down and turns and
Mhm.
spins and dropping down to the floor and coming up and moving across the stage. I'm just like, God damn. So I might, I honestly, I've never seen anybody do it. But I don't think it would be an issue to wear, in dance when they wear like the little toe pads.
Yes. I don't.
They're tan. I wouldn't wear them for like posing, of course, and prejudging, but I think for my finals routine, I might get them just for a safety measure
Practice
for
in them and
me.
see how you feel first. But
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it would be an issue. I
no,
don't know.
is that judged?
I mean, your posing routine really
Is
isn't like a huge part of it, but I don't know. Like, I don't want that to be the reason. But I can't imagine,
is there
you
anyone you
know.
can run it by?
I'm gonna probably ask Ashley Jones. She's doing my finals routine, so just gonna be like, hey, just as something to ease my mind because my feet are either gonna be super slippery or that stage I'm gonna like go down and it's gonna be like, and I'm just gonna be like,
You either will
like
need lube or like those little bath things that like old people don't fall and slip in the tub.
yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I had like a nightmare because when I competed in Tampa, I watched one of the WPD girls. This is in 2020, but she stepped on an earring during her routine. And you could tell that she was in pain and like she kept going, but like what if I step on an earring?
Like,
I'm like, oh my God.
you know what I
No.
think they should do for all of us athletes? It doesn't matter, amateur, pro, whatever. And I know
Leave the
stuff happens.
stage.
We should have a fucking like dress rehearsal. Like get the
Yeah.
athletes on
Yeah.
stage.
Let me just feel the floor. Let me just
Yeah,
walk on
like
the
fuck, you gotta
floor.
be there the day before anyways for tanning and whatever else you do. So like
Yeah, because dude,
kind of do a
sometimes
quick little
there's
run through. Like
sometimes those stages are like carpet, sometimes they're like actual flooring, like a dance floor. Sometimes they're fucking wood if you're at
Mine was like
some
slippery wood. It was not fun to
yeah,
pose on.
dude.
I don't know if you saw this because I know you watched the live from Universe Ash, but so when I was doing my routine on stage, they were already calling another girl's name, not even halfway through my
Yeah, I know you
routine.
like
So
didn't
I
even
was
get to
like,
finish.
fuck, I didn't even finish. I hit a front shot, a back shot, and got off.
Yeah, I saw
But
that.
I
I was
didn't know
like,
what to
damn it.
do.
Yeah.
Bitch is gonna end up on top of me if I don't move out of the way.
Say move, bitch. No, I was telling Meg when you were taking your call, I saw you on the diagonal before you got like called out for your sixth place second call outs, and I kept seeing you fidget, and I literally screamed at the TV. I was like, Laura, stand the fuck still.
So what I was told, because my back was fucking killing me, which is why I kept switching
Oh.
back and forth between hitting a front pose, hitting a side pose. I was told by Lexi, who I post with, that you can do that, that you're allowed to move between transitioning poses because you're standing there for a while.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue. I know in the pro league you can. You
Yeah.
can, reset your poses, and you can transition to other poses on the side. But what you don't want to do is just stand there and
No.
let things go. So you always have to be posing, even if, like, I know in ballet, like, even if I'm off on in the wing, so to speak, if I can see the judges, I'm holding something.
Yeah.
I'm doing something with my body.
No, 100%. Like hit your
Yeah.
pose, but like I was just like the fidgeting was something that I was like, I wonder why she's doing that. Then, but like I was like, well, maybe she is just in pain because like
Mhm.
posing's not comfortable, and especially
Yeah.
No, from the front pose, it really bothers my back. So that's why I kept switching to a side pose because it doesn't.
Mm.
makes sense. Makes sense. Question though, usually when you have show day, you go out in a group and then you do your individuals and then you get compared, correct?
No. Typically, honestly, Universal was not like that, but because we did comparisons right away. But typically, you will go out and do your individual routine and then comparisons.
I always thought they showed you out in groups first to get a first initial exposure. Then you did your individual routine and then you got called out.
No, the first one's not usually
They
main.
sometimes did. I remember at Junior Nationals in 2018, that's how they did it. But I know at the Pro League, like you pretty much do your individual, your pre-judging routine. You hit the poses that you look damn good in, and then the judge is going to be like, I want to see more of her. So
Yeah.
that's when they bring you out for like call outs. So
Damn, I was like really I was anticipating on like going out as like a first initial exposure class,
mm.
then doing the individual and then like comparisons. Because again, when it was just such a small show, we had time for it. But like I felt kind of like thrown into the show where it was like, oh hey, by the way, you're just doing your individual routine. And I was like,
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
usually the case.
it's like it's
Yeah.
well, hey, now we know.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for new competitors or I mean competitors who have been out of season for a while, I mean, I'm watching the Chicago Pro to support my girl Christina for sure, but also to re-expose myself to how pro shows are ran, you know, because
Mhm.
it's been 5.5 years. Maybe they switch things up. Maybe I need to learn how fast the prejudging posing routine actually is, you know. But even for new competitors backstage, like ask the what is it called, the expediter
I
on the
say
side.
the expediter, yeah.
Yeah, fucking ask them. Like, say, how is this ran? What am I doing? Like, you are doing the show. You paid your entry. Like,
Mhm.
you want to be confident going out on that stage. So if you're just like, like, oh, I'm just gonna follow the pack. It's like, no, figure it out and get that in your mind, and then you'll feel much better. But I know I was nervous as hell. Like my first couple of shows, I was like, ask the guy with the clipboard, what? Like, what am I saying?
Yeah, and hopefully they do a good job just announcing stuff anyway. Like
Yeah,
the
of
show,
course.
again, it was so small, but like the expediters and the promoters, like they did a really good job just like communicating with us. And while it was a little bit fast paced, it wasn't fast paced because we were rushed. Again, there was just 30 athletes total.
Yeah.
Like it was small, right?
Yeah.
But the nice thing about losing is I still get to be novice and I still get to be open. So I get two chances to practice. And I'm excited
So
about that.
explain to me the novice thing because I thought true novice is just when you haven't
Is
competed
like true
ever.
novice is popping your cherry. Novice is
Okay.
you've never won your class.
Okay, okay. See,
Yeah.
I forgot what those two were about. I was like, I can't remember for the life of me.
Yeah. So if you like
Okay.
won your open class, or maybe if you've won, I would assume you would have to win your open class or at least win novice,
Uh-huh.
get kicked out of novice.
Okay.
That makes sense to me. But you definitely can't do novice if you've won your class in open.
Okay.
That I remember.
And was the point of you doing novice and open just for more exposure?
Well, dude, like if I haven't won an open class, like I'm not gonna not do novice,
Yeah,
especially when I like have Bambi on ice legs. Like for me, it's like I clearly need repeated exposure. So it's
of
like
course.
at this point, I'm not doing it to win. Like I know maybe that's like a pussy mentality, but like, dude, I put that pressure to win, and like what happened is like I fucking hated it. So it's like maybe I should actually treat this like a hobby and do my best and still show up, but like actually have some fucking fun. So
Yeah.
like that's my
Oh,
goal is to have fun.
Exactly. And dude, I'm huge on that. Like there will be days and even weeks in prep where you're just like, shit, why am I doing this? You know? Like you're always gonna have those little thoughts here and there, but at
Yeah.
the end of the day, if you're not laying your head down at night and enjoying the process, truly, why are you doing it? You know? Because like I'm in a bad place mentally right now this week, but
Mhm.
still like I'm loving every bit of it.
Hmm.
And like I actually had an athlete today. It made me fucking cry because low carbs, low food, you're just fucking emotional.
Yeah.
And she was just telling me like, listen, I see you and I'm proud of you. And like hearing that from a client, it's like damn, like, thank you. Because, like, sometimes you just need that. You just need that little validation, like, we see you. Like, you're doing a good job.
Dude,
Because,
I
like you
get that.
said, Ash, like, we can be hard on ourselves. And, like, I mean, I hear it all the time. Like, I'm proud of you from Will and from you guys. But sometimes, like, hearing it from your clients when it's like you are coaching them and they say it back to you, you're just like, wow, like, thank you. And that
Yeah.
was my client, Moira. She's fucking, I love her. That was so nice of her to say today because I needed that shit today. She didn't even know it. I was
It's a
like,
lot to
thank you.
carry the weight of your own shit and everybody
Yeah.
else's
Yeah.
all at once. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot.
You
Yeah.
want to know, you want to hear something like really sad? And this is me being like just bare ass honest. When I got off stage and got back to the hotel, and I was like checking on my client, of course, because she was also competing that day. And thankfully, OCB was split up where they have like prejudging finals back to back, and girls didn't start till 1:30. So it's like, we were able to make sure that she like did well, and she did well. She got second in her class, and she and I both are really proud of that because it was
Yeah. Congrats on that.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Like it was competitive, and the fact that it was competitive and she got second, we were thrilled. But literally, this is what I said in my team chat. Don't cry. You're good. I literally said to my team chat, I was like, I'm sorry I let you guys down.
Hmm.
And like their response was like
That's,
it was a
yeah.
unanimous like you didn't let us down, you showed us the way. And of course, that like ate at my soul because I knew how I did it. And I was like, no, trust me, I did not, but I will.
Mhm.
And it's something where it's like, again, like having like, yes, your friends and your significant others and your family support you is one thing, but to also have your athletes who are either wanting to do what you do or maybe in the trenches with you to see you as still a solid leader, like that is a like unspoken, just like positive life, at least as a female entrepreneur coach, where it's like, even if you fumble at the 1 yard line, like your team's got you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not gonna like dump water on your head and be like, "Oh, you're kicked off the team." Like, no, like let's go back to the drawing board and see what we need to do.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, do you want to announce how soon you're doing it again, or you just that you're doing it again?
I'm doing it again.
Okay.
I don't want to announce because I don't want to be married
Sure.
to the show yet. Because
Okay.
I'll be honest, like it's like remember Laura last year or 2 years ago where she was like a bottomless hole and she couldn't gain weight. Like
Yeah.
I didn't take a post-show meal, and again, it's not because I was a sore loser. I just wanted to come home.
Yeah.
I had a hard time even filling out in the first place. Like we were loading me on over 1,200 grams of carbs, and like
Hmm.
it wouldn't stick. You know what I'm saying?
Likely stress there. Yeah.
But again, the crazy thing is like I didn't feel stressed, but of course, like my body just burned through
Body
it.
don't lie.
Yeah, I mean, like like it just burned through it, and like
Mhm.
we've added over 800 calories, and I'm doing no cardio, and I've dropped 2 pounds since show day, and I
Yeah.
dropped again today.
Hmm.
So it's like my body's clearly like I need food because I'm
Yeah.
also
You're
hungry.
craving that homeostasis, and then you'll
Yeah,
be able to have a
absolutely.
better
So it's like I
idea.
need to let time do its part, and I need to let
Hmm.
Austin come up with a game plan for us to actually
Yeah.
fill me out, and I need my body to feel safe enough to actually fill out.
Love
So
that.
yes, am I doing it again? Absolutely, but I need time.
Hmm.
Takes a long time. Like that honestly happens to me almost every prep. Even now, like I haven't been dieting since I think it was like May 18th that I started being at like 300 grams of carbs and walked it up ever since. And even now, since my first show that I did, I'm up like 3 pounds on like 2,900 calories,
Yeah,
Hmm.
which is cuckoo. But the
Just
look is obviously different as, enhancements aren't in and la 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 la. La. So like there's also that differential too.
yeah. I'm just glad cardio's gone.
I'm craving cardio, man.
I
I will
love,
say
I don't know,
that.
I've always said that.
Well,
I
like I
don't
will
really
still
like.
start my day with cardio, but it's like there's a difference between cardio and like timed cardio with Austin and steps. But it's like
Oh
if I
yeah,
wake
yeah.
up in the morning, I'm still gonna do like 25 minutes on the treadmill, but it's not going to be a cardio goal. It's going to be my step goal.
Yeah, yeah. Like I'm hitting my steps right now, but I haven't done cardio. This is my third day in a row. I haven't done cardio, and that's like a fucking mind fuck for me. Because you see everybody else like, getting ready to be 2 weeks out, and I'm like, I should be pushing, but I'm trying to like reprogram
Not
in my mind
always.
like it's okay. Yeah.
Don't be like
Not
Ash.
always.
Don't think you need to push when you need to pull.
I mean, I felt like that too. I was saying that to you guys too going into the last two shows I did. Like, I'm not dieting anymore. What's happening? Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
sometimes you're going for a look. You're not going for a scale weight or
Mhm.
what so and so's doing. It's going to be individual to your body.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I fucking trust Cam with everything. And like, I've never done, personally, I don't think I've ever done a proper peak. Like, I don't think the way that Jason peaked me was that great. But it's nothing against him. I just think his mind was kind of elsewhere in 2020, which just happens. But that's why I'm really excited. Like I've never actually peaked for a show, I don't think. And like peaking for WPD is a little different than figure or, bikini wellness, things like that. So I'm really excited to kind of learn like what it looks like to peak somebody with more muscle. Because I mean, the athletes I have, like they're great, but it's like nobody has that type of like density to their physique yet. And hopefully in the future I can work with more solid athletes like pro level and things like that. But I think this is going to be a really cool learning experience for me too. So
Yeah.
I'm
My peak
excited.
was a lot of fun. It was really cool,
Yeah.
like to look at how he manipulated sodium and potassium.
Hmm.
Like we started first with a little bit of fat, was heavier on potassium than sodium, and then when he did the second higher carb day and really pushed carbs, it flip-flopped the sodium and potassium. And like it was cool to see like the body change and look, but the only problem is like it wouldn't stick to me. And I'm someone that like I can push a lot of food, but
Hmm.
I need to push a lot of food. I actually need to intentionally get spilled over so that
Yeah.
way, like when I flush at night, even with diuretics like Expel, which is the only diuretic we use Expel and vitamin C. Ooh, scary. But like nothing, the water manipulation wasn't like punishing or anything like that. It's just like I couldn't stick the fullness and I couldn't get pumped up. Right. And no matter how many Rice Krispie treats I slammed, which fucking overeaten those, or however many rice cakes with salt I slammed, nothing.
Can I ask you what your like fat was? Like how did he
Oh
start?
yeah, dude, open book. I don't give a fuck anymore. My first fat loading day, my only fat loading day was Tuesday, and that was 80 grams of fat,
Okay.
and my
Yeah.
baseline was 40.
Yeah. I
But
find like that is a big thing that people fuck up on peak week. They just focus more on carbs and they forget that fat helps the carbs stick.
dude,
Water helps the carbs get shuttled.
my
Sodium
bikini girl,
helps too.
my bikini girl, granted she wasn't as conditioned as
Yeah.
I wanted to get her, and that's something where it's like that's back to the drawing board for me. But like I tried to like put a little bit more carbs in her and she didn't look good. So I was like,
Yeah.
we actually fat loaded her and
Fat
she looked
load.
a
Yeah.
lot better. So we just
Oh,
pumped up fats.
Dude.
I've
Yeah.
been
And
seeing
like,
that a lot with bikini competitors specifically, depending on the person. But yeah,
mhm. Yeah. And sometimes, man, like, you don't actually need that many carbs,
no.
I did.
especially for bikini and wellness. You want to keep that fucking waistline tight as fuck. And like I see girls like, oh, it's day one like of carb up, and I'm like looking at their waist. I'm like, I don't think you need it. Like I think you're good. Like sometimes like peak weeks, like you front load those carbs, and then like two,
Oh,
3 days before a show, like your carbs are actually at baseline or lower.
that's
Sometimes, of course, Ash,
Of course, Ash
exception.
Markham, yeah.
Like there are exceptions to every rule. That's why like,
Yeah.
bodybuilding's not black and white, but I think a lot of people misconstrue peak week and they're like, "Oh, I need to load up 2 days out and 1 day out and push these crazy carbs." And they forget about the importance of sodium and hydration and potassium and fats. And
Yeah.
that's where a lot of people mess up.
a lot
On
of times you don't even.
Wednesday,
I'm
I
sorry.
did 350 carb. Thursday was 475 carb, and then
Mhm.
Friday was 375 carb. And it just didn't stick the way that we ideally would have liked it to stick.
Mhm.
But like again, my body just burned through it, and it was our
Yeah.
first time peaking together, so I'm not mad at all
Yeah.
about like how I was peaked and how it was done. Like again, like I'm just disappointed in myself, but like I also deserved it. So it's like, okay, well, if you want a different result and a different outcome, you got to do things differently. And while it's scary, it's also a lot of fun because my training got updated. I'm personally having a goal of doing a bit more ab work, just to yes, help with like posing, but also like overall core strength and overall like strength in the gym. And it's some
Mhm.
funky shit, and I suck at it. And I'm glad that I suck at it because that means you can only get better from there.
Exactly. Oh, and one last thing, I guess, about peak week is sometimes you don't need a peak week.
That's what I was gonna say. I was trying to remember something to say.
Yeah, I
It's
was
gonna
like,
be
what was
it.
I gonna say? But yeah, like sometimes you need, like if you're 6 weeks out, maybe you need all those 6 weeks. If you're not ready, like 100% ready, you
Mm.
don't need a peak. Like, you just keep pushing to show day.
Mhm.
Sometimes you can even be ready and still not need a pee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Peak weeks are not magic.
Yeah,
No.
So they can be.
they can be. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people they hype up that peak week, man. It's their first show and they're just like, it's peak week. And I'm like, bitch, it's just another week. Push. Like you don't need it. Not yet.
Yeah. You definitely see like a lot of crazy stuff backstage, but it is always very interesting where it's like some local coaches are doing things that like are just so different than maybe what we were taught. But I saw some guy
Mhm.
like eating backstage like salt and vinegar chips, and I was like,
Yeah, I've
honestly,
seen them.
I was like, I'd fuck with that.
I wouldn't. I'd be farting my ass off on stage.
Oh, I don't care.
Salt and vinegar,
I'd
man,
let her
that's
free.
I actually have a funny one. So
yeah.
I want to name drop on this because it's live. I'll tell you guys after if you want. Um, so in at Universe, I went and sat in the audience once I was done because all of my girls were bikini and whatnot. And
Mhm.
there was a very big name coach also in the audience. I felt like I was next to it, like a legit celebrity. And I kid you not, like screaming at their girls on stage, like almost like mad at them. And all I could think of watching this was like, if somebody was talking to me like this, that is my coach, and I care so much about what they think, and I'm already nervous, and I'm on stage, and they're like reprimanding me in front of fucking everyone, I would be mortified.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I have a
I don't
feeling
hear
I know who
shit
that
when I'm on
is.
stage though.
Like, angle yourself. What are you doing? And I'm just like,
Uh,
I'm gonna
ah.
I'd
text you
personally
and
go
see if
up
I
to him
get
and
it.
punch him in the face.
Josh and I were in the audience looking at each other like,
But no, I don't have any final thoughts. I guess, oh, I figured that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
guess for sure. Um, Next week I can do the podcast. The following week, probably not, and the following week, probably not. So, I'll have a little 2 week hiatus from you guys because I have back-to-back shows. But next week maybe we do like a listeners Q&A or something just to kind of touch base with the audience, get because we've been out of the game for a little while. So,
Mhm.
I guess comment below questions for us. We'll put some question and answers on our story too. I think that would be really good just to see what you guys want to know more about prep life.
I think that'd be fun, especially
Yeah.
Yeah,
since high for everybody. I may be a few minutes behind. You guys just start next week. I have a dentist appointment at 11:30, so as soon as I'm home, I'll jump in.
No
that's
problem.
okay. Yeah.
Don't have any cavities.
Any funny
Bye.
questions, Ash?
Yes. What was something that you did backstage that you look back now and you're like, why did I do that? For me,
Mm,
it was the peanut butter pump up cup. But because I was vegan, it was a Justin's peanut butter cup.
of course. Dude, this slap though.
I know
Yeah, but like
those are
This is
good.
fucking
they're
good.
good, but like 5 minutes before I'm about to go, and then you're like this.
Yeah.
You look like a fucking camel because you don't have any fucking water, and so you're like trying to get the shit between your teeth. No, you end up looking like you eat asshole.
I really didn't do anything crazy. I
No.
do
Or
remember at the Pittsburgh Championships, it was my second show. I got a picture, Dan Ray, I think, took it, and I have a picture of me just eating plain ass tilapia with my hands out of a Ziploc bag. And I'm like, that photo, I wish I could find it. I'm sure I can. I'm sure I can. That's a good photo.
it's like
But
Gollum hunched over a fish.
yeah, I really didn't do anything crazy though.
That's just gross. Like if you choose tilapia,
Oh, and it was probably like gelatinous,
oh yeah,
Oh no.
Mm.
gross.
Honestly, I love
Oh,
tilapia, but I gave that up because
that gel. Ugh.
after hearing so much, because like I was eating it every day. I think it's fine if it's something you have like,
Dude,
not consistently, but
yeah.
everyone would give me so much shit about it, about how they like eat their own shit because of
Yeah, I was gonna say they're bottom
only farm
eaters.
raised.
Or
Yeah,
if you
they're
ever give me
bottom
shit
feeders.
for eating sardines again, I'm just gonna look at you and say tilapia.
So you
Like
eat you eat fish shit.
tilapia.
Tilapia.
Like I'm gonna shit
I'm
my little
gonna buy my
athlete.
own tilapia and I'm gonna raise it in my bathtub and then I'm gonna say, fuck you guys. I
Laura has a
fed them
koi
fish
pond, but it's just
food.
tilapia.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I'm sure Bunny is gonna love that and shit
Oh
all over
yeah.
your
God.
house.
I could have killed her yesterday. I go into their bedroom and I see like little pieces of like I don't like aluminum if you want to. Like, what the fuck did she eat? She ate an entire thing of toothpaste and was just like
Uh,
spitting out the
Dude, Finn is getting on our damn nerves. I keep putting like, the dude wipes that you wipe your booty with. He likes the smell of them, so he tears them open. And I don't know why I can't learn my lesson, but I put it down on the ground again and I shut the bathroom door, I thought. But that little fucker went in there, took that out, and he just rips it open. There's little wet wipes everywhere. God.
At least, okay, so I get how that sucks, but counterpoint, at least it's the new ones and not the like but booty hole used ones.
Oh God, yeah.
So silver
I
lining
could see him doing that
Yeah,
too, but dogs are gross.
they are.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they are.
Laura, what about you? Any crazy backstage things?
Nothing crazy. The only thing that it's gross, but I mean, it is what it is. It's like, I don't know if you guys have done this, but like ripping salt, like just straight.
I would do that now, honestly.
I was gonna say
It's
I'm a
kind of
Yeah.
salt
gross. It's kind
fiend.
of not. I don't know.
I don't find it gross. I'm a salt girl, so I'm like doing lines in the
Oh
bathroom, you know what
my
I'm saying?
God. I'm
Yeah.
curious what I'm gonna do backstage this time
My
because
first, oh,
yeah.
I was gonna say my first prep, I was legit eating Quest bars before going on
Ah,
stage.
what?
Not the
Yeah.
corn fiber, you
Oh
goose.
What?
yeah.
Laura was like, hold on, guys, I got a protein load.
That's wild. That's funny. I guess my only fuck up backstage that I've done is pump up too long.
Yes.
Don't make that ex
She gets on stage and is like dead.
whatever. Yeah, like you want like a good 2, 3, 5 minutes max pump. If you're sitting there, I've watched girls pump for 15 fucking minutes. I'm like, girl, you are not gonna hold any poses. You're gonna flatten yourself out. Like
Mhm.
get enough to get that blood circulating, get a little booty pump, get a little back pump. Like honestly, I do less back pump though for what I do. I do like delts, my hamstrings, and my glutes. Because if I pump my back, I can't pose for shit.
I was about to
I'm
say,
just
well, you
like,
have so much density back there. Like, yeah, I'm sure just like one bicep curl and you're
I hope, but I don't know.
All right,
But
awesome.
all right,
Any
ladies,
other fun questions for you guys?
my brain ain't working, so no. Laura,
Hmm.
no.
What's one thing that you want to like see yourself improve upon moving forward for like your next go around?
Mhm.
I want to
Well, I
have
guess it's
fun.
Meg's first go around, but pick one thing, like your biggest domino. And don't say be nice to myself because that's not specific.
I want to be present. I want to be present throughout the entire show day.
Hmm.
Because I think I was very in my head for Tampa Pro in 2020. So I want to feel it all, like truly. Like I want to be sitting in the makeup room. My friend Sean is going to do my makeup. I don't want to touch my phone. I want to like feel her putting on my makeup. I want to look at her doing my makeup. Like I want to feel all of it pretty much. I know that sounds so woo-woo, but like I just want to disconnect and just be fully present. So
She's so nice too. She did my tan
love
for my
her.
second show.
I'm
Oh,
so excited.
speaking of tan, I want to give a shout out to Tanning by Maggie, my girl Brittany. She was finished tanning
Justice?
me. The Disney coordinator?
No.
Oh, her name's Brittany.
I thought you
And she
said
was
Breaking Justice.
no, 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 no,
Okay.
no, no. That's Brittany Justice Holloman. That's my like one of my other BFFs. No, no.
Yeah, she's awesome
Um,
though.
Brittany, she tanned and she was like tanning me, and then she put me in the other like little cubicle where I could like get dried off.
Dry.
Or yeah. She was like, I was trying to think where I place you, and she's like, listen to your podcast, and I was like, Yo, let's
That's
go.
so cool.
So my girl Brittany, she took really
Love
good care of
that.
me and was very kind and very sweet and made well, she was one of the highlights of show day. And I had a lot of highlights of show
Oh,
day. So she was one of those. So I want to give a shout out to her because she was not only very professional at tanning, but also like just like a very fun spirit. And she's moving up from figure to, I believe, WPD is what she told me.
Awesome.
Um,
I love that.
big. I like want to get in between those legs big. I was like, damn girl. So happy for her.
is it just me or do you guys feel super uncomfortable with the whole tanning process? I feel really uncomfortable.
Dude,
Like,
No,
just get in my
show me your
my,
pussy.
booty
I don't,
hole. Like,
dude,
don't
I don't
want
give
to
a
do
no.
shit.
it.
Like, here's my pussy, here's my hole, just spray me whole.
Yeah,
Like, I
here's
don't
my tits
care.
and clit.
Yeah. You know
Right,
what
just
I
be.
love though? I love seeing girls with their nips pierced because I'm like, yeah, right? I'm like, yo.
Yeah, that's gonna be
Yo.
me. That's just gonna be cold.
Yeah. But good question. So Meg wants to be present.
Hmm.
I mean, like, I get that I can't say I want to be kinder to myself, but like that kind of is my goal, right? It's like I want to learn to be curious and not judgmental, and I want to learn to have fun and not have like this soul crushing pressure. So I don't know what adjective.
That's more specific though. That's
Oh,
What
okay.
about when you're on stage? What do you want to change? Not staring into the soul of the judge, I guess,
Oh my
but
God. I mean, like as far as like what I want when I'm on stage, I want to have fun, right? And
yeah,
like if I shake, here's what I think I want acceptance. Whatever happens, let it. Like accept the outcome because it's like again, I've already posed my routine. It's like I don't need to beat it to death. My only thing that I didn't plan for, didn't anticipate was being human. So
yeah,
I want to let whatever happens happen and be okay with it.
I
Acceptance,
like that.
I
maybe.
do too. I like that.
I think that for all of us, just with what I've seen from experience after doing 3 shows in one season, is setting small, achievable goals. Like the first time I competed, I didn't feel like 2 years ago, I felt like the only thing I could have controlled was how I did my routine, and I felt like I fucked it up. Kind of like you were saying, you got nervous, all that good stuff. So my first show this year, my one goal out of any of it wasn't to win, wasn't to place, was I just wanted to nail my routine, and I did that. I felt like really confident in it. So
Mm,
like make little achievable goals that are solely focused on yourself that you can control that's outside of everything else.
yeah. My only, I guess, concern if I make that my goal is like I do want that to be my goal, but I can't nail my routine if I'm nervous because I can't control if my body shakes. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't control that the last time, like last Saturday, because like I wanted to nail my routine too, but like I did such a shit job with my mental state that like I was just nervous, you know? So it's like I would love to, nail my routine, but also if I'm nervous, I also want to accept that I'm human and
Mhm.
to give myself like a human pass and be like, it's okay.
Yeah,
Do more shows.
yeah. I'm excited for my routine because it's gonna be the first time my parents like will see me actually do a performance. And oh my God, I mean, when was the last time I danced? It was like when I was 18 and I'm 28 now. That's 10 years. Like,
Wow.
and I really think it's gonna like hit them like emotionally because my posing routine it is, dance, but it's also posing. So I'm not just gonna be dancing on stage, don't worry.
What is
Not
going on
cha-cha
with that
style.
lately? What is happening? Are you
Dude, we'll
seeing
get
all
into
these
it next
reels?
week.
Oh yeah, let's rant next week and then do Q&A.
Okay,
Yes, I
got it.
like that.
Cool. All
All
right,
right,
ladies, let's do
ladies.
one what we're grateful for and then we'll get the fuck out.
Mm,
Grateful to be back. I missed you
Mm,
guys.
I know that I was just gonna say that I'm grateful that we're back on the cast. We're back on the pod. We're
mm.
podding.
I'm grateful for therapy. Sorry to be against the grain, but
You're not grateful for us? The fuck?
Yeah, fuck
dude, I
you.
have been so
Selfish.
grateful for both of you and all of my friends for so
I'm
long.
kidding.
But y'all should be grateful that I'm in therapy.
I am grateful that you are taking care of Ash. Yes.
That's awesome. All right, love you, ladies. Laura,
All
don't have
right.
any fucking cavities, and we'll do a listener Q&A next week.
Yes. Peace.
All right, bye, ladies. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.